Hello everyone, my name is Kid Lee, and it's time to take a first look at the new guild system that is being put into the game along with Game Update 5.10. Just a quick mention that I am filming this on the test server, so you never know if things might change and you might see a few bugs along the way. But here in this video, we're basically going to go through the new windows, we're going to check that out, and I'm going to explain as much of this to you as I possibly can. So the first thing to know is when you actually hit G to bring up the guild window, it will actually remember which window you left on. So if I go to general here for a second, I click it off, click it back on, it automatically goes back to general or roster. So it's really cool that they added in the sort of memory system on that as well. But here we go. Here is the new general tab, so you can actually see the name of your guild, how many are online, what your guild level is, guild info, ship info, description, message of the day. They now have a new guild log, and you can actually click on this to sort of do a pop-out on it. You can even do a little bit of sorting and searching as well, which is really, really cool. You'll see there's actually a little bit of glitching that's happening in this right now. You can actually click on these as well and do sorting, and this maybe gives you a better idea of exactly how that looks. Down below, we've got the Conquest leaderboard, and we have the new challenge records, and this is going to be for the PvP system that they're going to add into this later on, where you can actually challenge guild versus guild, so it'll actually keep stats on that, which is really, really cool. Next up, we've got the roster. Really not too many changes to this, pretty much the same thing that you are used to. Again, you can filter these if you want to. You can turn this off and on. And again, you can kind of see some weird things showing up where it's like LOC 319 guild. So that they'll fix that. But here's one of the brand new screens. This is the new perk screen. And here a little bit later in the video, I'm going to explain exactly what the perks are, how they work, the leveling, and all that. So again, right now I'm just kind of showing you the screens. But you can see based on your guild ship, you're able to actually assign 6 different perks, which is pretty cool. Some are active, some are passive. But like I said, once again, we'll get into that here in just a second. I am also currently the guild leader here on the test server. So I'm giving you the full view of what it looks like to be a guild leader. You are able to add more ranks than what you were previously, which is pretty cool. But overall, this is just what they've added. So from here, let me get into some greater explanation on what this is and how it works. So as far as the actual guild leveling, it's very similar to leveling a character. Guilds will now earn experience. You know, as they hit the next tier that they are targeting, they will level up. Guilds will start at level 1 and can actually just level up forever. Again, on this screen here, if we go back to, well, you can see it right here as well, but back to general, on the test server, just for a test, we are currently level 101. Now, the guild XP is actually earned by players by doing conquest, and you are getting conquest points. So the players will earn 2 guild XP for every 1 conquest point earned. Currently, BioWare is going to have a guild XP cap of 8 million. Now, personally, I'm not a fan of that. In my opinion, when it comes to games or when it comes to MMOs, you should never limit your players. Always allow the players to be able to grind things as fast or as slow as they want to. So, yeah, I'm not really a big fan of the cap, but that's what they're doing. So I guess we'll see that 8 million, how easy or difficult is that going to be to actually obtain, you know, for a week. Guess we'll find out. Now, every time a guild levels, a few things is going to happen. They will receive a fixed amount of the guild commendations, and these are actually used to purchase the guild perks. The amount of XP, CXP, and rep earned by a guild also increases. So here's some examples of what is going to happen. So as an example, level 6, when the guild reaches that, they will get a 10% bonus to XP and rep. At level 12, the guild will qualify for Tier 2 guild perks. At level 3, they will qualify for Tier 3 guild perks. At 40, the guild has capped XP and rep gains at a bonus of 15%. At level 49, the guild qualifies for T4 guild perks. 51, capped CXP gains at a 10% bonus. Level 64 will then qualify the guilds for the T5 perks, which is currently the highest tier. And then at 65 plus, the guild will continue to earn the guild commendations, but there is no more gameplay benefits beyond 64. There will be cosmetic rewards that may be introduced in a later patch that it's actually tied into the heraldry system, which is just going to be a completely different deal. And then then that'll take the guild level into that account as well. So now, if we switch on over to guild perks for a second, the guild perks have a up to 3 cost, being credits, guild commendations, and reinforcement modules. So actually, here on the screen, if we go back to perks again, you can see that they do indeed have some of them actually listed over here. And you can see, like, as an example, this one is 750,000 credits, and then 50 of the comms, where this one, you can see, is 2.5 million, 1 reinforce, and 60. So, just kind of give you an idea of how that works. Moving on. There may also be a minimum guild requirement depending on the tier of the perk, so that is something to keep in mind as well. And as I kind of showed a little bit already, you are able to slot perks based on the flagship room unlocks that you have up to 6. So each node is assigned to a specific room, and that room must be unlocked to assign the perk. Now, by default, you will get 1 when you get your guild ship. And it should actually be noted here real quick for those who didn't hear this news. BioWare has decided to take a massive cut in how much it is going to take to get a guild ship. Initially, they took the cut down to 15 mil, and now they're going to take it down to 8. So if you're a guild who has been saving up to get a guild ship, you will want to wait until that happens. So let's actually talk about some of the perks themselves. BioWare has a list that they have released of perks that they are going to be putting in the game. They did note that they might even be adding more, and then if there's some like super crazy ones, maybe they'll even take some away. But at least here's the list as it stands, okay? Number 1, Group Resurrection, and I'm sure you can pretty much imagine what that does. Can only be used outside of combat, a 6-hour cooldown with a 14-day duration. Now you might say, well, wait, what does that mean? So once you slot in one of these perks, it will have a certain duration, and they're all different. Some are 14, some are 28, lasting almost a month. And then they have a cooldown. So it's, you can't just keep doing the same one over and over and over again. And again, some of them are short cooldowns, some of them are longer cooldowns. But as we get into this, I'll sort of tell you what is what. So there's the group res. The other thing I'll mention here real quick is the number one concern that came up was, how is this going to affect PvP? The answer is, it's not. So once we start getting into the stat boosts and stuff like that, that is not going to affect PvP. And it is also not going to affect Master Mode operations. Okay. Next one is the Summon Guild Bank. 15-minute cooldown, 28 duration. Cleanse native... let's try that again. Cleanse negative effects. Remove all negative effects from the player. 6-hour cooldown, 14-day duration. Movement speed boost. Increases speed by 10 or 20%, again, based on which one you get, for 1 hour. 6-hour cooldown, and then a 28/14-day duration based on which one you have. Stat boost. Now here's a big one. Increases damage, or crit, or mastery, or endurance by 3 or 5% for an hour. 6-hour cooldown, 28 or 14-day duration. Passive stat boost. Increase endurance by 6, 9, or 12%, or mastery by 4, 6, or 8 in flashpoints or operations with a 28, 28, and 14-day duration. Increase energy regeneration. Increase energy regeneration by 3% for 1 hour. 6-hour cooldown, 28-day duration. Increases healing received. Increases incoming healing by 3% for an hour. 6-hour cooldown, 28-day duration. Profession research crit chance bonus. Increases the efficiency or crit chance of all professions by 5% for an hour. 6-hour cooldown, 28-day duration. Now we've got just straight up XP increases. Increases by 3, 5, and 7%. 14, 14, and 28-day duration. CXP increase 3, 5, 7%. 14, 14, 28-day duration. The rep increase 5, 10, and 15%. 14, 14, 28-day duration. Conquest point increase 10 and 20%. 14 and 28-day duration. Now here's the really interesting one. When I saw this list, I saw this next one, and I was like, what? All right. New mount skill. Adds a shield / AoE knockback / speed boost ability while mounted. 14-day duration. That sounds legit. New conquest objectives. Add a new conquest objective to your ability list based on which type of game activity you are doing. You can add Flashpoint, Operation Warzone, Galactic Starfighter, or crafting. Okay. Harvesting yields 5, 10, and 15% to gain more items while harvesting. You can also grant reinforced components, 28-day duration. Reduce harvest time 15, 30, and 45% with a 28, 28, and 14-day duration. Crew skill efficiency, gathering, mission, crafting, 357% for 28 days. Crew skill critical, increases critical chance by gathering, mission, crafting crew skills by 1, 2, and 3% by 28, 28, 14-day duration. Crew skill, again, this one is the increased harvest yield, harvest time, gathering efficiency, and or crit of the crew skill. Okay. Sprint speed increases sprint speed by 50, 70, and 100%. 28, 28, 14-day duration. Mount speed. I mean, how fast do we want to go with these mounts these days, right, guys? But we can go even more. 10, 15, 20%, 28, 28, 14 on that. Decreased travel or decreased quick travel cooldown. I mean, for me, I think it's already like 3 minutes or something like that. But if you want to go even crazier, 60, 90, and 120 seconds, 28-day duration. Another one is going to be reduced damage while stunned. Reduces damage by stunned by 5 and 10%, 28-day duration. Increase group content rewards. Increase XP, CXP, rep, and flashpoints operations in Group Finder and Valor and Warzones by 5, 7, 9%, 28-day duration. Increased adrenaline and stimpack duration. Flashpoints and operations by 10, 20, and 30%, 27 days. Finally, last couple. Increased op crafting drops, 5, 10, 15%. Lost my note on that one. So, while in a guild group, it does say for 28-day duration. Finally, last two, cost reduction. Straight up cost reduction. Reduces the cost of GTN commissions and repairs by 5, 10, 15, 28 days. And the last one is increased AoE loot range. Kind of a weird one. Increase the, well, I think you can pretty much know what that is. 50%, 28 days. So, a little bit long-winded on that, but that is all of the current perks that they are talking about adding into the game for game update 5.10. So, here's what they have currently available. I'm sure a lot of these are ones that I already mentioned. And the other thing you can do on this screen is you can actually hover over these, and it'll tell you exactly what's currently happening, and it even lists the cooldown. So, like here as an example, it's the... And there's actually a little bit of a spelling thing right there. They're missing a space. Increase endurance when in flashpoints by 6%. You can see Flashpoint Fortitude 1. It's a passive. This one up here, Commander 1, passive. Increases command XP earned from all sources by 3%. So I think that gives you a pretty good idea of exactly how this works, and hopefully a little bit of explanation on everything that we're going to be getting in 5.10. So I didn't want to do this video as an official guide in case things changes, but it's definitely a great system. I'm really happy that they're finally putting this system into the game. It's long overdue in my opinion. A lot of games have stuff like this in day one, but after, what is it, 7 years, 6 years, whatever it's been, I'm really happy that they are indeed finally putting it in. So that, ladies and gentlemen, I think we'll go ahead and do it for the first look at this new system. If they make any crazy changes, I will let you know in a news video. And of course, if you have any comments or questions, leave them below and I can try and answer anything that you might have down there. But yes, once again, thank you all so much for watching. Everybody keep playing, have fun, and we'll see you next time.